gosh, I almost just cut my elbow off. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna make something fancy. I'm gonna make you a frittata, frittata. That is just a fancy word for an omelet. And the reason that it is a little bit fancier is we do it on the stovetop first, and then we take it to the oven. And I have a little secret ingredient that just adds a little pizzazz, is something amazing that just kind of takes it up a whole notch. Because you can have eggs for dinner, and it can feel fancy, but it's not so fancy. And the thing I love about eggs is that it's an inexpensive protein. It's a complete protein. It's got good fats in there too. And it makes you feel full. Let's get cracking. Crack-a-lackin'. We're gonna make some eggs, some fancy eggs. So I have some organic eggs, and I'm gonna feed 4 people, so I'm gonna use 2 eggs per person. So that is 8 eggs. And then we have this variety of sweet potatoes that is a little lighter in color. These are from New Jersey. Fresh rosemary from the plant. Isn't she cute? I have a spicy marinara sauce to go on top. We're gonna caramelize those onions and give it a little crust on top with a marinara. How does that sound? And then I have some artichoke hearts out of a can. That's not so fancy because you can have these in the pantry anytime, and it's just one of those staples. Trader Joe's hearts. And then we're going to cook everything in the red palm oil. This is an oil that I've been cooking with for a little while. I don't really bake with it because it's a little more savory, but it's high in beta carotene. Yeah, so it's a good for you oil. And it's got kind of, I would describe it as a little bit of a smoky taste. So I made a little frittata so you could see it made, but I'm not going to show it to you until we're done because that'll ruin the surprise. When you add a little bit of baking powder to the frittata, it rises. Look at that, it looks like a big muffin. You know, I love the spiralizer. Sometimes she gets kind of cranky and she doesn't want to cut for me. Okay, bye-bye, you're going. I'm gonna mandolin instead because my spiralizer is being cranky. So we're gonna do this instead. And the reason I'm doing this is because we're gonna add this in to our eggs, and I want them razor thin because it's just gonna add texture, and it's gonna cook at the same speed as my eggs when they're razor thin like that. That's perfect for making chips, by the way, if you wanted to do like a baked sweet potato. All right, now, the next part is the eggs, and then the garlic. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna take my potato, and that is going in to my big bowl. Should we play that fancy song again, Darla? What do you think? Well, look who just walked in. It's Sophia. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi. Okay, I got my other bowl here for my shells, and in goes 8 eggs. How many do I have? One, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna beat my eggs, because they've been bad eggs. You're gonna get a beating. I'm so fancy. You already know. A 1/4 cup of milk. If you don't do dairy milk, you can do almond milk. 3 garlic cloves. I played the uncensored version and she said a bad word in the beginning. I felt really bad. We need that I'm so fancy like cell phone ring. So, do you guys like this song or is it annoying you? Is it fun? Okay, I've got 3 garlic cloves. For quite, my sunburn is way worse than yours. Who said that? Rachel? You got a bad sunburn, girl? I haven't sunburned in, because I don't see the sun normally. You know, I'm working and watching kids and I'm militant about sunscreen and I put sunscreen on, but that Florida sun, holy moly. I don't know what happened. And I wasn't even outside for that. Oh, yes, I was. I was outside for about 8 hours. Maybe that's why. I just lost myself, you know? It was so fun. And Mama doesn't get to have fun much, you know? Does anybody relate to that? So I'm going to mince this garlic up. And actually, I'm not going to throw it in with a frittata. It's going to go with the onions for our topping. Yeah, the caramelized onions are going to go on top of the frittata once we're done. It's going to give it a nice caramelized flavor. It's just, I don't know, it's just that good, okay? It's good that way, trust me. One more thing I'm going to add in, I forgot to mention this before, a little bit of fresh mozzarella. Okay, the reason I'm adding baking powder is it just gives it a little rise, just a little poof, And I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon, just like that. And we're gonna season this baby. I have a teaspoon, a little more than a teaspoon of black pepper, and some of that smoked sea salt that I love. Smoked sea salt just seems to make everything taste delicious. And we're gonna put in about 1/2 teaspoon. Oh, God, just the smell of it makes me so happy. Now beat that up pretty good. You guys will laugh. I, for some reason, cannot find my whisk. You can tell this is a real family kitchen because my kids put things away and then I can't find them. That's what happened. What time is it? 4:56. Okay. We are almost ready with the base. And the great thing about eggs, guys, of course, it cooks up fast. So that makes me happy. And we're going to take our artichoke hearts and chop these up. You can coarse chop these. I like to have some chunkiness in the frittata. So a little bit of texture to the artichokes rather is really nice. So my artichokes are going in. So I have artichokes. I have the Jersey sweet potatoes. You can use, obviously, regular sweet potatoes and yams. I have my mozzarella, about an ounce of that, chopped up, squared up. And I'm going to just mix this all together. And then we're going to start the heating process. And while the palm oil heats up, I'm going to chop my onion up real quick so we can have that on top. It's getting there. Okay, we're gonna go. Ready? Pour. Ooh, nice. Okay. Now, with this, we're gonna let this cook on the stovetop for about 5 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes, and let it set. And then that gets transferred into the oven. It's all good. I'm gonna take my frittata to the oven right here. And that's what it looks like when it starts to set, okay? I'm just going to saute my onions and my garlic a little bit. Okay, so we sauteed our garlic and we have our onions. Rosemary, yeah, I would say about a shy teaspoon. What is it about this holy trinity here of garlic, onions, and oil that transforms life itself? So here is my frittata, the little mini one. And I'm going to take some of my caramelized onions. Oh, baby. And then I'm going to take some of my marinara and spoon it right over the top, like so. A little more. A little more. Yes. And then we have our little bit of herbaceousness with the rosemary. And then I am going to take my mozzarella with my microplane because a little bit goes a long way and you don't have to do a lot. And grate that over the top. Just like so. And that, my friends, is our fancy frittata. Arrivederci, fancy frittata.